It is time for Coach's Corner, and on this edition of Coach's Corner, we're talking to the High Athletic Director, Jason Leavitt. And Athletic Director Leavitt, thank you for being on Coach's Corner with us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We're talking about fall sports, of course, basketball, wrestling, swimming, and December 1st is a big day for all three of those sports, and we'll talk more about that here in a moment. Now, we're taping this edition of Coach's Corner and on a Wednesday, and the swim team has a meet on Thursday with Bethany. So by the time you're watching this, perhaps they're already past this, but they have another big home swim meet right here in Ponca City at the Recplex on December 1st. Basketball, December 1st, Putnam City West makes their way into Robson Fieldhouse, and the wrestlers are going to be on the road opening the season December 1st with a wrestling match with Edmond Memorial. So that's the schedule. As we get into these fall sports, the athletic director, Jason, I know that with COVID and everything, things are constantly changing. And for the coaches, for the athletes, for you in your office, it's a day-by-day thing, sometimes hour by hour, isn't
it? It is constantly changing, minute by minute. We're very resilient. Our kids are resilient, and I couldn't be more proud of their adjustments that they've made throughout this time so far. So we're going to keep moving forward the best we can.
Well, when I think about Pohai basketball, I can't help but remember the Pohai Lady Cats on their way to Tulsa to play in the state tournament at the Mabee Center last March 12th. They're on the bus. Then they received the news about Sand Springs to turn the bus around. It's all been canceled. And what a heartbreaking end to their season last year. And here we are about to start another basketball season with those Pohai Lady Cats. Of course, the seniors are gone, and gone is their opportunity that they wanted so badly to play in that state tournament. But we have a new season upon us. We're still dealing with COVID now more than ever. So the challenges are still there. Looking forward to the Lady Cats, looking forward to the Wildcats. Tell us what you know about the season so far. Are we poised to, I guess, I don't know how you're going to answer this, but I guess you're going to play as many games as possible, right?
We're going to do everything we can. And you brought up they received the phone call to turn the bus around, and that one was me. And again, that was not a fun situation. I feel bad for the kids, the coaches, and everybody else that went through that. I mean, what a big moment for them that they remember forever. That was just not going to be looked at as a positive. But the kids, again, were very resilient, learned some adversity, and we're going to keep ushering on there. But again, as far as we get into winter sports, we all know that the cases on COVID are rising every day. We're going to keep pushing forward as much as we can until we're told not to. And we've asked a lot of our kids, our coaches, the school, the district as a whole, all of our spectators and families that, be as patient as possible. We just want the kids to have as much normalcy in a season as they possibly can. It's a hard year. It's something that I highly doubt that we'll ever have to deal with again in our lifetimes, but we're going to do what we have to do. And that's about it. I mean, it's just keep moving forward.
Right. Now, with a sport like football, when you have so many athletes out, COVID certainly took its toll. At one point, 26 football players were in close contact quarantine. That really short-staffed the depth chart for the Wildcat football team. But when you're talking about basketball and you're talking about wrestling, you're talking about and swimming, you're talking about smaller rosters. There's not a lot of room, a big close contact quarantine, and all of a sudden you're put in a horrible position to have to cancel or forfeit certain games or matches. Tell us about the how COVID may or possibly could affect basketball and wrestling and swimming.
At the end of the day, we all certainly want to win, but the thing I tell my coaches when I have conversations with them is, uh, you got to find every little piece of positive in this situation you can. Think about everybody in the state and everybody in the country. They're all going through the same thing. We're not on our own. Yeah, there may be something a little different in this district from our district, but everybody's going through it. Everybody's doing the best that they can. Again, we'll usher forward. It can affect some lineups, but that's why we have to. We really try to preach to our kids. Be careful all the time. Find ways. Talk to people. See social distance. Keep your mask on at all times, and really pay attention to the time you're around other people. Don't get in the same car. It's just not a normal time. If you're out, of course, high school kids, they're going to get in the same car. They're going to go do something with their friends, and that's just normal high school kids. But again, every little thing matters. As coaches, we talk about the little things make the big thing happen, and just little things like that, not paying attention to the big picture. Yeah, we're asking a lot of our kids to make some sacrifices, but again, we want to have a season. We don't want to lose other kids due to quarantines, anything like that. But it's hard for our kids and everybody to really pay attention to that and still be a normal kid. It's
Right.
just a difficult situation. So
Certainly is, and it does present some challenges when it comes to fans coming to the basketball games, the wrestling match, the swim meets. How does this affect fan participation? Because I know it does, especially with the swim team not allowing outside spectators. Um, Tell us about how COVID is affecting the fans for basketball and wrestling.
well, again, we want to give priority to our athletes' families at our events, and um, you know, ticket sales this year, they're not what they were in the past, not what they were in the last winter, not last fall. But you know what, we have a very supportive district of everything. And but again, that's just the priorities that we've taken. As we got to figure out what's most important for us, and that's the safety of our kids, and keeping them involved as much as possible. If just like our high school right now, we're all on distance learning. um, it's just trying to find normalcy. And we're as an administration, we're trying to do the best we can there. And we want to give precedence to the families of our athletes and things like that. But again, our priority is keeping kids, coaches, staff, everybody safe, and doing our part as a school community to help everybody else outside of that. So it's challenging, and
Right,
I know it's not a perfect system, but again, we've never dealt with this before.
right, right. Well,
Yep.
and Robson Fieldhouse certainly provides much opportunity for social distancing. You can sit far apart, wear the
Sure.
mask, and support the Wildcats. And of course, as you said, priority availability for those athletes' families and parents, of course. Uh,
Sure.
Athletic Director Jason Leavitt, our special guest on this edition of Coach's Corner. And we're looking forward to fall sports, of course. As you said, it's changed. It can change day by day, hour by hour, sometimes minute to minute on athletic schedules and things like that. And of course, as we learned in the football season, things can change just like that. And of course, we'll be looking for those press releases, and we'll be looking to get that information out should sudden changes take place during the fall sports season. Athletic Director Jason Leavitt, thank you for being with us on this edition of Coach's Corner.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's going to do it for this edition of Coach's Corner for Ponca City Public Schools. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Thanks for watching. Until next time.